Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Ken.
Cheers.
And
sorry.
Still in studio with me. That's a full cup.
It is a full cup.
Don't cheers too hard.
Yeah. I am so grateful that Carmen and Jackie O'Quinn are in studio with me again. Another great first steps. And we're seeing people getting results and breakthroughs in their lives. And it's because of really you two staying plugged in and committed to the process. And I'm so proud of both of you. And, the cool thing is we just got to do this, last week. Mm-hmm. We get to follow up on something just to remind you. And that we were talking about the law of decision moving into the law of action.
Yeah.
And you said something so powerful. And for all of you people that were just at first steps, you need to listen to this because Carmen said this. And I wanted to tell you again, if you just have a decision without this other thing, it's a
hope. It's a dream. If you think you made a decision, but you're not acting, you really didn't make a decision. You're still in the hope and dreaming phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fun and it's amazing. And I mean, dreaming is an action, but it doesn't really, unless you follow it up with the actions that get the results. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And for the different areas of your life, and we're go into vision and all the different areas of your life that you have to learn to apply action once you've made that decision. But I want to talk to both of you and start with you, Carmen, about how you went about once you made that decision and you started into action, how you formulated your game plan to do what you did, which is amazing, right? And I'm not going to steal her story. She's going to get to tell you this, so stay tuned right now. She's going to tell you.
Which one?
Her transformation.
Okay.
Well, you can start anywhere you want, but I mean, it is amazing how you decided. And, sitting in the bed, what touched me about your story is a day that you told when you were 288 pounds and you roll over and you talk to Jackie and tell him that one day you're going to be a fitness model. And that is a powerful statement in the fact that Jackie said you believed it. He may not at the time. He did not discourage it. But for a person to say that and then do it, that is unbelievably powerful.
Yeah, and it's important because on the outside looking in, anyone who witnessed it, it looked sudden and almost too simple.
Yeah.
So I think explaining that decision process is good.
Yeah, because it is. It gets lost over time of how, that time that you went in, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, and it had been, predicated by a decade of exactly what we talked about, which was thinking I'm going to jump into this diet, I'm going to jump into that, and really not being committed to the actions, not being committed to, because there's the actions so we make a decision, and then next comes action.
Yes.
And the decision and the action is based on a goal or a vision or some place we want to go, something we want to do, something we want to achieve. But if we're not committed to the action, and if we don't, there's so many, when we decide, so I was 288 pounds, I wanted to be 130 pounds was the goal. And that can seem like Mount freaking Everest.
It's your refrigerator.
It is. Thanks,
Oh
Ken.
my gosh, it just hit me the amount. I was like, wait a minute, that is a lot.
I lost a fridge. There we go. So, but it can be 1,000-mile journey,
Right.
which is what it seemed like, 1,000,000-mile journey,
Right.
but it always starts with the first step. Every journey. Think about, we all just saw the news, how a couple weeks ago where Elon Musk bought Twitter. Mm-hmm. And for most people, that seems so out of our radar, but it started decades ago with that first step. Without that first step, he wouldn't have accomplished what he accomplished. And so for me in that moment, it was like, what's the first step? Don't focus on the last step. Don't focus on the big thing. Don't focus on your Mount Everest, because we all have a Mount Everest. We all have something that seems like that's just a pipe dream. Ken, you're just a dreamer. Why do you got to dream so big? Why do you got to be so greedy? But that first step. And so for me, it was controlling what I put in my mouth.
Wow.
So it was cleaning out the pantry, donating all the food, not even bringing the junk in. That was my first action step. Even more than working out, because if I get a craving and there's no brownies, the worst thing I'm going to do is kill a bag of carrots. I mean, you can only get so far off the rail with carrots and celery,
She's going to kill a bag of That is awesome. But it's true. I mean, it's true. So You knew where you had identified in your mind where your weaknesses were, and you
Yeah.
began to attack those things that were tempting you, that would pull you back away from that goal.
Yes.
And she
100%.
didn't
Wow.
focus on the end point. She focused on the first
Step
step.
one.
Too many times we judge our step one on where we want to go, and it's I won't ever get there.
Yeah, because it's step one so
Wow.
many times seems so simple and so mundane, and we can't see how step one, our first action, is going to lead us to the end goal,
Right,
so we discount it.
right. You
We're
do.
trying to jump to step 100.
Well, and the fact that both of you have made, just amazing strides in your life. If you look back at your history, I remember you talking about one of them, you should be, this or that, living in a trailer park, and you're not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're debt free. You have an amazing marriage. You travel. You vacation more than anybody I know. Anybody I know.
Truth.
It's fact, and it's fun places. It's not places you don't want to not go, right? And they'll get a picture and hey, look at this, try this, and it's awesome. But that was because you guys focused on those simple few decisions and how powerful it was. And you can have the same results that they have if you're willing to start putting you're committing to your decisions and putting them into action.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes help to do that. And these two, obviously, was announced at First Steps. So if you're just hearing about this or you've been hesitant, these two are investing because they're doing some mini classes, and you need to get plugged into these because it's going to be some things to help you get the results you so want. We all need a coach, right?
Yes.
We
every one of
all
us.
need a coach. April and I are doing some coaching. Just very, very few people that's going through to get some breakthroughs in their marriage for 8 weeks, and then with us personally. And these two committed so much of their time to develop this stuff and get it out to you. I mean, they've been working on these mini classes for weeks. It didn't just all of a sudden pop up and we're just doing something, but your lessons and everything that you've been thinking through, and thank you both for that, for pouring into our community. Because it's those results don't happen without taking these steps. They don't.
Speaking of taking one decision, you can never be afraid of making the wrong decision. And there is no such thing as a wrong decision as long as you make a decision.
Yeah.
And so in these mini classes, for example, to coach with us outside of Destiny Global, right now with me it's $3,000, and you have to commit to 6 sessions over 3 months. With Destiny Global, it's substantially less. There's obviously a significant discount here. But these mini classes, it's not $1,600. It's not $1,000. It's not $500. You're talking about $49. If you
Holy
need
cow.
to, if you're like, okay, I can't
I
afford
know.
that, we just remove that away from you. It's $49. What's $49 to get you on track to be able to make a decision? Carmen's going to be focusing on helping people be able to live a limitless life, being able to have the breakthrough, the balance inside their work life, their marriage. That's what she's going to be focusing on. If you want to create an additional stream of income and you're like, Jackie, how do I do
Yes.
it? How do I take something that I'm interested in and how do I create profits out of that? How do I go to that next step? We're going to be helping you do that. I'm going to be helping you do that specifically with helping you create additional streams of income, turning your passion into profits, your interest into income. Everybody knows something that they can help somebody else with.
Right.
And it's $49. How long are you going to sit on the sidelines and wonder and wait? Let's do this together. I promise you I'm going to help you. I promise you I know she's going to help you. And if you're fortunate enough to work with Mr. Ken Brown and April, they're going to help you as well. We want to see you succeed.
Oh my gosh! I guess somewhere in First Steps I missed it was $49. I'm like, what? Wait a minute!
Well-
Wait a minute! You guys are unreal. The fact that you signed up to do that. I mean, okay, I'm with you, and that's a blessing. So my advice to you in your first decision and action is get signed up. Why? Because the breakthroughs, they're here, and it's not just us. It's not just the ones that you're seeing played on the screen in front of you. We literally have hundreds of people. We know that our system works.
Yeah.
We know for a fact. And I made a bet with an individual that if he gave us a year of his life, and this last November was his 1 year, and he came to me and told me to my face, you were right. It's the best decision that he ever made.
So it starts with one decision.
One decision.
Yeah.
And the action to do it. And you have that in front of you. It's just, it's the right thing to do. But I got to tell you something. The fact of watching you two make life-changing decisions, it's the small ones that really I see that made big decisions for you, and you two committing and reconnecting and even working to save your marriage.
Yeah.
And how honorable that is, and how you guys approached it. But I'm just so grateful you guys are part of Destiny Global. And we're going to have more announcements coming soon, some fun ones here very, very soon. And these two are part of it. So I want to thank you for joining us today. And Jackie and Carmen O'Quinn, what can I say? Thank you guys for coming.
It's been a pleasure.
Have a great day.